Hey you guys, if you're new to my channel, my name is Celia. If you're not new, hey friends. Woo. Yo, this has been happening to me. I've been so excited to drop this video because I feel like when you start your locks, but not only when you start your locks, I remember when I started my locks, if you guys have watched my previous videos, you guys know that I had to kind of do a big chop of 6 inches of my hair in order to start my locks within my budget of finances. My main concern about the big chop is just I felt kind of down because my hair wasn't going to be as long as I wanted to be when it was locked. So I was starting from a shorter length, but when I look back at it, it's not really that much of a big difference from when my hair was long and I started doing the locks myself as the DIY locks compared to how they look now. And it's been like 8 months. So I have no regrets about the big chop that I did for starting my locks. But one of my biggest concerns about, other than my hair being short when I first started my locks, I was just like, you know what? How can I get my hair to grow when I can't put any products in my hair? You know, you're raised with, oh, you have to do the oils, you got to do the grease,
you got to do the lotion for your hair. Make sure you do the treatments with, I don't know if people did like the beet eggs or the conditioner, the deep treatments with the aloe vera and the shea butter and stuff like that.
Those are the things that I was exposed to when I was growing up too, as far as what makes your hair grow: moisture, 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 and protective styling. And I'm just like, okay, well, my hair is technically already in a protective style because it's locked, but I can't have any moisture for the first 1 to 2 years. So what am I gonna do as far as helping my hair grow in a faster rate? Because I wanted my hair to be, you know, at least shoulder length, faster than how it would be if I didn't do anything, if you know what I mean. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind when I'm talking about my hair growing, you have to look at it from the new growth perspective, because when you're in the beginning phase, as far as the immature locks, you experience more growth through your scalp versus length as much, because you experience shrinking at the same time. So like I said in my last video, there will be some days where my hair looks longer.
A couple of months ago, I have some pictures of my hair looking longer than how it looks right now.
That's just what your hair goes through, you know, depending on the climate, depending on what state it's in. But as far as the growth, you can tell that for sure through the new growth that you have coming from your scalp. So pay attention to your scalp growth, because that's really what the growth is. When your hair is mature, then, you know, you're going to be able to see more of the length growth, if you know what I mean. This video is really about how to grow your hair, as far as keeping it healthy, as far as getting the scalp growth, as far as keeping it luscious, keeping it thick, keeping it really moisturized as much as you can from the inside out without having to use products. So the first thing I want to start off with, as far as from my experience, what helped my hair grow. I know you guys, I told you guys, you know, that's what this video is going to be about. From my experience, what I feel helps your hair grow as far as locks without applying any moisture and being in the beginning stage. So your hair is at its most fragile state. So I feel it's harder for your hair to grow in its most fragile state, the beginning immature phase, compared to when you have mature locks that are already locked and protected. So I asked my loctician, well, it wasn't even my loctician actually, it was during the boot camp, I believe. And I was towards the end of, you know, when everybody got their hair finished and we took pictures and videos. It was such a great time because, you know, everybody was finally locked. It was finished. You know, it took days for it to be completed. So it was a huge celebration. But I was just I asked one of the locticians, I was so what can I do to make my hair grow since I can't put anything on it? And she was basically oh, well, you got to work from the inside out. From the inside out, what I mean is, you have to monitor the foods that you're eating. Make sure you drink a lot of water. It's kind of the same way as taking care of your body. If you want everything else to be taken care of and grow accordingly to how your body is, as far as its healthy state, you got to take care of what you're putting inside of your body. Now, other than eating like certain vegetables, fruits, and drinking lots of water, now I felt like, you know, this was the time of my life where I was trying to, I don't know how to explain it, but like I was trying to get on the right track, not just as far as my hair, but as far as my body too. I've been on that journey for a while, but I kind of felt like it tied hand into hand because the foods that I was consuming helped aid in the hair growth that I have right now. For instance, like as far as like, you know, building muscle, maintaining muscle mass, and having like not really a lean physique, but a very nicely built, healthy physique, I have been consuming these Chobani yogurt. I'm trying to eat like 150 grams a day of protein, and these Chobani yogurts have been helping me. These Chobani yogurts that I get them from Target. They're 25 grams of protein. They have a lot of probiotics. Now, the protein in the Chobani yogurt is like a Greek yogurt too, but Greek yogurt, believe it or not, has great benefits for your hair. It's packed with plenty of protein. My yogurt that I was eating was packed with more protein than the average Greek yogurt. And protein that's in the Greek yogurt is really good when it comes to creating like a form of blood flow to your scalp, which in return is gonna help your hair grow. I have these yogurts like probably once a day. Literally, I drink them after I come from the gym. I have like either the banana flavor or the mixed berry flavor, and I think they have like a strawberry flavor, but they're really good. They're not too milky, it's lactose free, and it helps me use the bathroom. I have problems with using the bathroom. The yogurt has helped me use the bathroom every day on a day-to-day basis too because of the probiotics. Tons and billions of probiotics that it has in it. Okay, I'm not trying to get off topic. I was just trying to, you know, do that spiel because it's not only good for your hair, it's good for your body too. And I just wanted to share that information with you guys because I don't want to hold out on any information that's helpful, especially if it was very helpful to me. I want to help somebody else out there because somebody else might be having an issue in that area, you know? Other than the Greek yogurt, I also consume like a lot of fatty fish like salmon. And the oils that I use extra virgin cooking oil. I usually get the big one that's from Sam's. It's extra virgin olive oil, cooking oil. You gotta make sure it's the cooking one because the other one is just for a dressing. It's not supposed to be heated at a very high temperature. But I use that. Lots of fatty acids and amino acids will help in your hair growth. This is the way it helps your hair grow. So fatty acids and omega-3 products, they're really good with maintaining moisture and like thickness in your hair. And I know this for a fact because I took my dog to the vet, and at first, you know, I was a first-time pet owner by myself. So I was like, in order to take care of his hair, if you know my dog Spooky, his hair is nice and it's luscious and he's a furry, big stuffed animal. But I was putting coconut oil on his fur to keep it like nice and sleek looking. But I told my vet that, he was just like, no, why are you doing that? Like, he's not he's not a head full of hair. And I'm thinking, I mean, he looks like an animal full of hair, so I'm just gonna slather coconut oil on him to keep him moisturize his hair and stuff like that. And he was just like, no, you can't do that. You have to work from the inside out, just like how it is what my loctician told me. So he was like, you have to make sure he's eating a lot of omega-3 products and fatty acids to help moisturize himself from the inside out. So he was just like, you know, feeding him eggs is good. I got him these supplements that have like basically omega-3 in them. It helps with his joints, and it also helps him excrete the oils that he needs to have in order to keep his fur nice and thick and luscious and kind of like shiny looking. I also have him on a salmon diet, which is more omega-3 and fatty acids, so that he's continuously getting that throughout the day to help aid in his hair growth and also his joints and muscle. So yeah, us humans have to do the same. Next thing that helps your locks grow, especially in its immature state, is less manipulation. So the reason why our locks grow is because they're not really manipulated as much. We're not combing it, we're not brushing it, we're not really pulling it and tugging it, you know, on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So that's what gives our hair a chance to grow better. Now that also includes, because people, you could do hairstyles with your locks and stuff like that, but I choose not to. Not only, I mean, I do hairstyles, but I do very like light work hairstyles where I barely have to touch my hair. 5 minutes tops. I could just take it out and it's back in its normal state as soon as possible. Because the same thing happens if you have your locks versus when you have your regular hair. If you're pulling and tugging your hair, applying a lot of heat, and just, you know, not leaving your hair alone and giving it a chance to breathe, your hair is not going to grow as much. So I noticed the less I manipulated my hair, as far as like not doing, you know, a whole bunch of hairstyles and braid outs and stuff like that. Even when I wash my hair, I do not do braids. I just do the band, because I notice when I braid, like I feel like I'm kind of unraveling the lock a little bit when I take out the braid, if that makes sense, because my ends aren't fully sealed. So when I braid it, it's kind of like braiding regular hair. So when I'm taking it out, it seems more like untangled, which in return, I feel like it's taking out the locks. So no to manipulating your hair, but yes to itching. Okay, they tell you not to itch your locks. I'm not against anybody who says not to itch your locks, but then I'm not against anybody who says to itch your locks. Here's why. Because itching means stimulation, but you just got to figure out the way to itch, if you know what I mean. Because if you itch and you just itching crazy, that's just gonna mess up your lock pattern and your grid pattern and everything like that. I get that. That's going to harm your hair, especially if you itch crazy to the point where, you know, you're kind of damaging your scalp and you're itching hard and stuff like that. That will damage your locks too, because your scalp's already kind of dry since you can't add any moisture. But what I do, the old school, you can either pat your hair like that, or what I do is I get my nail, I go exactly where the itch is, and I just press down on it, just like that. And when I tell you, it relieves the itch. If you got some sharp nails, or just get like a sharp tooth like comb or something like that, and just poke at it. Just poke at it until it stops itching. But itching can help your hair grow because it's kind of like a stimulation for blood to flow to your scalp again, and in return, your hair grows. A very, very important factor in what helps your hair grow is protecting it. Now, it might be in a protective hairstyle right now because it's locked, but you still have to protect your locks. And what I mean by protecting it is protecting the moisture that you already have, that you've produced on your own without adding products. And what I'm saying is you gotta make sure when you're sleeping, you're either sleeping on like a satin silk pillowcase, or you're covering your head in a satin silk cloth or bonnet or turban. I either sleep on the satin pillowcase. You could get these satin pillowcases off of Amazon, at Walmart. I'll have these links in the descriptions for all the products that I'm using. I have the extra large one that I got from Walmart, but I'll link in the description some ones that you get from Amazon. I'll also link the turbans that I use sometimes at nighttime that are satin silk lined, and on the inside it's like 3 different colors, and I love them. They're very fitted, they're very snug, they're really cute. You can get different colors and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll have everything down below in the link in the description. So another thing that I feel like is the reason why my hair is growing faster than usual, I feel like it's because I did the big chop. Yeah, I don't know if that might sound weird to you guys, but I feel like the big chop really helped, because when I came to her the first time, when I did my DIY sister locks, you could kind of tell in some of the pictures that I'm gonna put in here, my ends were kind of split, and she was trying to basically interlock it, but it kept on pulling apart and falling apart because my ends were really split. I hadn't had a trim in like probably years, which I know it's really bad, but I felt like I needed to cut my hair anyway. So I felt like cutting my hair and having a fresh new start where my hair was really in its healthiest state, it helped my hair have a chance to grow in its fullest potential, if that makes sense. The last thing that I'm excited to talk to you guys about, remember in my, ooh, my stand kind of fell over. But in my last video, I was basically talking about this one product that I've been taking that has made my hair grow tremendously. Not only my hair, but my nails have grown also. I'm just reaping benefits that I didn't think that I was gonna reap. It's just an added special. It just keeps sprinkling on benefits on me, and I'm just like, yes. It is called the MSM Powder. So I found out about this product on a girls trip. I went on a girls trip and I noticed that, you know, one of the girls on the girls trip, I saw how her skin, like I saw it from her skin. So I originally got the product because of her skin, because of my skin. But I saw how it was nice, it was dewy, it was glowing and everything like that. I was just like, what are you taking? And she showed me this little packet she had. It looked like crack at first. I was like, what is that? But it's basically a white crystallite powder, but it comes in a disc. It's called MSM Powder. It has collagen in it. It's really good for your joints, your muscles, hair growth, nail growth, skin glowing. Like, it's like an all-in-one vitamins for the females out there. Of course, she sent me the link on Amazon. You get this product off of Amazon. I'll have the link below. But, you know, you got to do your search. So I went through the reviews and I saw people that look like us and like them too. So it was like an all-round product for everybody to use. It worked great. I saw how like some of the reviews were saying, oh yes, my hair has grown tremendously. I noticed I'm not as sore when I go to the gym anymore, but that's the secret product, you guys. That's the product where I started taking it. When did I start taking it? The girls trip was in May. I ordered it in June. So I started taking it in June and I had my retie in June. I think it was like the end of June or something like that. And I had 2 people working on me. They were interlocking more than once on the same lock. And they were like, what are you doing? Like, what's different? And I told them the powder that I was using, and they were like, okay, well, if you're using this powder, then you're gonna have to come more frequently. So you guys gotta keep that in mind. If your hair is growing fast or like you want it to grow, it might be a little bit more expensive because you have to get more reties. Because technically you have to retie your hair. It's time for you to retie your hair once it gets to a certain like length of new growth. So if you get your new growth, if you reach that quota of what the new growth length is supposed to be earlier than when you're supposed to do it, you're gonna have to pay for your reties more frequently. So in return, it's probably going to be more money. So it's just kind of like a give or take what you're willing to risk, what you're willing to do financially for what you want. But yeah, I think those are all the tips that I have as of now, given the experience that I've had these past 8 months that I've had my sister locks, what I have seen that has truly aided in my hair growth. I hope these tips were really helpful to you guys. If anybody has any other tips, please comment down below because I am willing to hear. I've had several other helpful comments underneath my videos. So I like really highly suggest that you guys not only watch the videos, but look down in the comments to see what people are saying, because these comments are very helpful. And if anybody else has any helpful tips for, you know, growing your hair, or just any tips as far as like going throughout the lock process for beginner locks or for mature locks or for the in-between locks, let us know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.